Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make caramel, something that's essential for so many great desserts, whether it's a creme caramel or a pineapple upside down cake. It's not hard, but it takes a bit of practice, and I think sometimes people are a bit afraid of it. So I want to demystify it for you and show you just how easy it is. Now, caramel is nothing more than burnt sugar. So the trick is to take it just far enough without taking it too far. Professionals can just whack some sugar on the stove and turn it into caramel. But for the home cooks or for the novice, I find it's easier to add a little water. Sometimes I've added up to equal quantity sugar and water. I've got braver over the years, and now I'm only adding about 1/3 of the quantity of water. It doesn't matter how much water you add, because what happens is the water boils off and the sugar doesn't start to burn or caramelize until that water's evaporated. So the more water we add, the longer it takes to make, which gives us that little bit more control. I find 1/4 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of water works quite well. Sometimes it takes 12 minutes, sometimes it's taken up to 20 minutes. It really depends on the heat, on your pan. It's just a case of popping it on and keeping an eye on it. Not much happens for quite a while, and then we reach the point where all of a sudden it takes off and we need to be alert. So let's pop it on the stove and get started. So there we have our sugar and our water. Not much is going to happen for a little while until it starts to boil, and then not much for a few more minutes. You don't want to stir it. You just, once it starts to caramelize, we'll give the pan a swirl, but at the moment we're just going to leave it and be patient. So after a minute or two, it's starting to boil. No cause for concern yet. Let's just let it boil away for a while. So after a few more minutes, it's bubbling away quite furiously, but no color change yet. And the most telltale thing is the aroma, and I can't smell anything. So that's going to be fine for another minute or two, at least. So we're starting to get a touch of color now, which means we just want to give it a bit of a swirl to make sure that it's going to color evenly. But I can't really smell it yet, so we're just going to stand by, not walk away from it now, and see what happens. Now, I just got a whiff of it. I wish you could smell it as well as see it. See how the bubbles are now starting to subside? They're getting much smaller, and I can smell that it's nearly ready. We're going to take it just a little bit further, and then we're going to whisk it off the heat, pour it into our ramekins for creme caramel, our loaf tin for upside down pineapple cake. So the bubbles are still there, but they're very different. They're much smaller now, aren't they? And that aroma is telling me it's nearly ready, and look at that gorgeous color. Tiny, tiny, fine bubbles. Swirl, swirl, swirl. It's more liquid than it's been before too. Okay, there it is, off the heat and into our ramekins, ready for creme caramel.